It is 8:01. Good morning. We chatted a couple of minutes ago. Actually, it's been a couple of hours now, but here we are. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week to chat about what's going on in the world of weather. And of course, our big story is going to not necessarily be a local weather story. It's rather going to be the tropics. We've got a tropical system, and you can see it there in the bottom left corner. We have a tropical system that is trying to develop and work its way potentially toward the Sunshine State. So we're going to have complete coverage here on Coffee Talk. We're also going to be talking about our local forecast. And why am I reporting Coffee Talk from a news truck? Well, believe it or not, today is Global Running Day, and the folks at Run Disney have put us up and allow us to do a little jogging. So I am excited to be live at 9 o'clock on CW18. We're going to be chatting all about that as well. Lots of really great stuff. But before anything else, let's just come outside and see what's doing in the old temperature department. Let's get our local forecast stuff taken care of. Then we can talk about the tropics. 78 degrees in Orlando right now, 75 degrees in Leesburg, it's 74 in DeLand. We have been watching a few coastal showers around. Here's a look at the first warning live Doppler radar. And I want to take you in a little closer here to Volusia County, where there are a few showers kind of working on in. We'll zoom the radar in. Nothing strong, nothing severe, nothing like that, but a little bit of rainfall kind of heading toward Ormond Beach, Holly Hill, Daytona Beach area. When we look at the broader perspective of things, you can very clearly see on our forecast that rain chance with us. Here, we'll do this one, that way we've got room. All right, perfect. So here's what we're looking at. I need to grab my coffee too. 85 degrees our lunchtime temperature today. We're working up to about 90 degrees for our high temperature today. And we're going to go with about a 40% coverage of those afternoon showers and thunder showers. So just keep that in mind. All right? All right. So locally, we've got rainfall around. Let's take a look at Futurecast. Give me 2 seconds to get that dialed up. Boy, my allergies are just hammering away today. All right, so here's Futurecast. We'll bring it full for you. And you can very clearly see 10 o'clock, the model already showing a few showers. So if you're celebrating Global Running Day, you just might need to watch those showers around. By lunchtime, we'll still be watching some of those showers here or there, kind of watching everything focus off toward the west a little bit later on into the afternoon, and then by about 5, 6, 7 o'clock, we're clearing out and we're looking better and better and better. So not bad there. Not bad there. All right, to the tropics. That's going to be our big discussion point today. If you're new to Coffee Talk, we do this 7 days a week in the morning at 8 o'clock. The majority of the time, we're talking about our local forecast, but when it comes to tropical weather, we certainly want to hammer in on that. What you're looking at on the satellite imagery there, that is the remnants of what was Pacific Storm Agatha. Agatha has fallen apart completely. But as it tries to reorganize, it would, if it gets to that point, be given a new name. Now, I've been cycling through in the bottom left corner of the screen all the details on it, but here's the forecast from the National Hurricane Center. We're thinking that as it works off the shoreline today, tomorrow, and especially tomorrow into Friday, there's a likelihood, a high likelihood, that this becomes a tropical depression. Could even be something more than that. We're looking at a 70% likelihood over the next 2 days' time, an 80% likelihood over the next 5 days' time. So this is absolutely looking like it's trying to get going. The models are all kind of in agreement there, and we'll look at the computer model data here on Coffee Talk in just a little bit. Thomas is asking, will the National Hurricane Center bump this to a tropical depression by Thursday? It just depends if it's organized enough. That's where we'll have to kind of start to track that and see where that goes. But if it does have the spin necessary, the Hurricane Center absolutely will put that together in the overall forecast picture. Today, by the way, is the beginning of hurricane season, so it does kind of fit that we're in this vicinity, we're tracking the tropics, all that fun stuff. So, yeah. What denotes a tropical depression? Okay, before we get into anything else, let's just chat about it. It has to have a low-level circulation. It has to have those ingredients together, okay? So models are indicating that that is the case. Let's look at the tropical models. I'm just going to run these tropical models. This is new data since we chatted live at 6 a.m. And you can see the models are still pretty much saying the sun coast of Florida is where we think this is going to go. But what about the global models? All right, I showed this morning at 6. We've got new data, so let's get right to it. And you can see both the European and the GFS trying to show something coming closer together. This is Saturday morning at 4:30, okay? At 4:30 in the morning, and, you know, take the time for what it is. But Saturday morning, storm system off of Florida's southwest coast, okay? How strong? How weak? We'll have to wait and see how that progresses. The models are not going to go bonkers on that just yet because it still has to go through tropical cyclone genesis. But a storm system off of Florida's southwest coast. Then you've got on Saturday, kind of afternoon, evening, if you look, the GFS a little faster, already kind of coming in Saturday afternoon, whereas the Euro's a little further out to sea. Overnight into Sunday, we'll watch that moisture coming through. Notice on the right side, the GFS bringing that moisture to South Florida. On the left side, the European model kind of bringing it toward the sun coast. That's 7 p.m. Sunday. Widely scattered showers and storms if you follow the European forecast. If you follow the GFS, it's going to be a little bit drier for us. And then into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all that moisture kind of moves out. So here's the two scenarios. I think that the models have gotten a little closer in agreement, meaning that the GFS is still south, but it's not quite as far south. And then there's the European, a little further north, but kind of honing in on it. So if you trust the GFS, the impacts on us would be a little lower. It would be pockets of rain, but not massive impacts. If you trust the European on the northern side, we would be talking about big flooding concerns. We would be talking about the threat for some stronger storms and some gustier winds. But again, when we talk about gustier winds, this is not a hurricane. This is not going to be that kind of wind, but rather just winds running, 20, 30 miles an hour. So something like that. Jessica's asking, does the loop current affect it? Yeah, of course it does. That's the warm water that it's going to be tapping into for sure. Evelyn, please tell me it's not hitting the Plant City area. At this point, we're not zeroed in on any area, but I would just say it's looking more and more like this weekend is going to be kind of a washout. Kristen's asking, my daughter's birthday party is Saturday. Is it rained out either path it will take? Yeah. Saturday's looking wet. Now, if it stays much further south, then maybe it's not as much, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's see here. Thanks for the information. Iris, of course, my pleasure. My pleasure. I have a kiddo in the Keys on a Scouts sailing trip. They're supposed to sail today until Friday. Should I be concerned? I'm assuming they will pull them back if they're concerned. I would say yeah. They'll probably be pulling them back if there's any threat. As a parent, reach out, make sure that they're going to do that. I would say, this is looking like a big rainmaker. But you can see in the bottom left corner, and I'll bring up the satellite again. It's starting to go through its tropical cyclone genesis. So until it really starts to form, we kind of just don't know, right? So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. All right? GFS coming in alignment with the Euro, Joanne says. Yeah, it kind of looks that way, doesn't it? It sure does. Just noticed the new specs looking good. Oh, thank you, Scott. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Keeping in mind, Nancy says, the saying, be careful what you wish for. Our little piece of Port Orange could use this to be a rainmaker. It's so dry. We are all so dry. We absolutely could use some rain. We absolutely may be getting some rain. Look at the difference in the model plots between the European on the left and the GFS on the right, okay? If the European plots out, you're talking about Orlando getting 2 to 3 inches of rain, Volusia getting 2 to 3 inches of rain, but look at Brevard, 3 to 5 inches of rain. Even isolated spots getting more than 5 inches of rain. That's through Saturday. That's not even through Sunday. If you trust the GFS, which would keep most of the moisture south of us, that would be more along the lines of a little bit of shower activity. So you can see, yes, even though the GFS is starting to come into alignment, there's still some gap there between the models in terms of rain. So this could be a whole lot of nothing, or it could be a whole lot of rain, a whole lot of flooding. And that could be a concern. Leaving for Cape Coral later this morning, we'll have to cut the trip short and return Friday. It's the most wonderful time of the year, hurricane season. It is. It is. Jennifer says the GFS embarrassed itself a week or two ago. That happens. That happens. Remember, I always say this during hurricane season. Computer models are guidance, not gospel. Right? Guidance, not gospel. Which do I trust the most? Neither. I watch them. They are guidance. Model guidance. That's it. I can tell you that my confidence that this is going to be a Florida system is high because the LRC, the BSR, yes, sir.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Ricky Scarwood, everybody.
Hey, good morning.
My trusty photographer. You want to say hi to everybody? There's Ricky.
Hey, good morning.
Getting us ready for a live shot today.
That's right. Awesome.
Thank you, buddy.
You're the best. Thank you.
Ricky's one of my dear friends. I love that guy. So yeah, I don't trust any of the models more than another. Absolutely. Should I move my daughter's graduation party inside on Sunday? See, there again is a difficult thing because the different models are kind of going back and forth. Let me pull this up. Give me a second. I'll just pull up Futurecast. Understand, though, that Futurecast, being just a model output, you're not going to be 100% accurate, right? There's a lot of question marks here. All right. So there's that shield of rain coming in Saturday. Let's just go back before we even go. You were asking about your party. So here's Friday morning, okay? And you can see we're kind of status normal. We're fine. Watch through time. There's Friday, late morning. We're getting into early afternoon Friday. We're starting to watch more and more of that tropical moisture moving in, and especially Saturday. When you're asking about the forecast for Saturday, I would say Saturday's looking like it's going to be a washout. Absolutely. Not looking good. Okay, let's progress through time. There's Saturday afternoon. By Saturday evening, at least according to Futurecast, most of the activity would be off of the East Coast. Okay? This is not set in stone, though, and that's where my concern is. This is not set in stone yet. And then looking at Sunday, that moisture's kind of moving out. So again, Futurecast model is saying that, but the GFS and the European are not dialed into that yet. They're just not. All right, so let's do this. Let's look at the raw GFS, the raw Euro, and at least we can kind of tune into their motion. All right, so here we are. This is the raw GFS, top left corner. This is initialized 6Z, so this is the 6Z GFS. All right, the most recent run of the GFS. Let's roll through time, shall we? Right there you can see, that's 12Z, that's Thursday. That's tomorrow morning, coffee talk time. It's already showing an area of low pressure developing off the coast of the Yucatan. Then the GFS kind of moving that moisture toward South Florida. 5 a.m. Sunday. And then kind of moving it away. Not really trying to develop it much, which is fine with me. All right, let's look at the European model. Let's do the same thing here. All right. You got that area of low pressure developing tomorrow morning and then moving toward the Florida coastline. Now, what does that mean for us? We can actually take and zoom the model in. Because both of these models are kind of keying in on each other, I don't think we need to look at the ensembles as much because we get the idea. We're kind of keying into it. So let's look at, this is the GFS model. When and where is the rainfall, okay? Again, raw model output, but it at least gives us an idea. There's today. We're just going to fast forward. There's Thursday. There's Friday. Again, this is the raw GFS. And you can see this is... that's 5 p.m. That's 21Z Friday, 5 p.m. Continuing through, and you can kind of see this is Saturday morning. That is 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Notice, though, this is the GFS. Most of that rain is on that bottom right corner of your screen. Most of that rain is going to be south of town. if you follow the GFS. Let's switch over and to the European. That's going to be a totally different ball game, right? Let's do this. Let's just start off. Let me just pan this down, and then I'll get to your questions here in a minute. I apologize. I'm just kind of yentering on. I want to get through the information, and then we can take your questions. All right, so this is Friday morning. That's 12Z. That's 8 a.m. Watch, though, how the European is just bringing that shield of rain in. That's 4 p.m. Friday. So Friday night, look at all of that rain moving in. What a difference, right? What a difference between the GFS that kept most of the rain south and the European that's throwing the shield of rain over us. That's Saturday, 1 p.m. That's 3 p.m. Saturday. 5 p.m. Saturday. That's 11 p.m. Saturday. Sunday, normal stuff, but nothing crazy. All right, so that's kind of what the global models are looking at. All right, so that's kind of just a quick model review. Again, it's not a massive storm. It's not expected to be a massive storm. I think that the majority of the impacts for us would be the flooding concerns. That, to me, is the majority of my concern. Gusty winds, we get that on a summer's day, and this doesn't look like it would be much worse than that. But the flooding rains, that's where I think that my biggest concern is. Jessica, where is the center of the low? So if you look on this graphic here, you see Belize City and you see the X. The X marks the spot. That's where the low is currently. Yeah. All right. Steve says, love your accuracy. Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. I just want to make sure to zero you in on what we're looking at. I want to share all the information with you. Any Saharan dust left that can disrupt this thing? There's some shear, there's some leftover dust, but it's like let's just be truthful. It's the first kind of real threat, so that's where we're at. We definitely need the rain. Becca, Eric, is it like a tropical depression? It would be. I think that's the overall thinking. I don't think that this is going to get to be too strong. I think that we've got the dynamics to get a depression, maybe even a storm. So we'll watch it. I don't hear the family in the background. I see her on the road. Yeah, we're on the road. We're actually out at, there's Ricky again. Say hi, Ricky.
Hello.
We are out, I don't know if you could see it. We're out at the boardwalk. We're going to do, it's Global Running Day. So we're going to be working with our friends at Run Disney. We're going to be chatting about it. Is it going to rain all day? We have an outdoor party. It depends which model you go with, but yeah, the GFS keeps most of the moisture south. The European definitely brings. It's tough, man. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. At this point, we don't have that solution yet. It depends if it takes the European model's track, which is a little further to the north. That definitely upplays the rainfall and the threat for severe weather for us. Whereas the GFS model a little further south. And really and truly, when I show you the 7-day forecast, you'll see we're kind of hedging our bets here. Do you need me?
How much longer do you think?
For me?
Yeah.
Like 5:10.
Okay. I'm gonna go set up.
Okay.
What time are we hitting?
I think we have like an 8:45 or 8:50 hit.
Okay. We're right through there, down the stairs.
Okay.
You'll see me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you,
We'll
buddy.
set up.
Okay, and then do you want me to just turn off the truck or
Leave
anything?
it all on. Do not lock it.
Okay.
Yeah. If in doubt, leave the window cracked.
Okay.
Yeah. Do not lock it. Do not turn it off.
You got it.
Thanks.
I'll text you when I'm heading out.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. Just leave it all on.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, so, sorry, logistics on live shots. Seems like the Euro has been more on target on the GFS so far. I mean, it's possible. There's no perfect solution when it comes to models, and that's why I always say computer models are guidance, not gospel. That's why I also love using the BSR and the LRC, because those are tools that add to confidence, especially when the models zero in on all of those other players. That's why Florida, I think, is absolutely it. Yeah. I apologize, I'm way behind on these comments. There's a lot of new people joining us, and that's to be expected with tropics. Yeah. Jeffrey brings up there's possible recon tomorrow. Should learn more. Yes, the hurricane hunters are scheduled to investigate if need be. If it looks like it's undergoing tropical cyclone genesis, then yes, that is the case. But for right now, there's a bubble up of surface moisture, but we're not really seeing much in the way of spin. They haven't even tagged it as an invest yet, which would probably happen later today. Are you considering an in-season adjustment to the hurricane forecast to add in this part of the LRC pattern? Owen, I would say we're definitely going to be watching to see what this does. If this really tries to get going, then yes. And if that's the case, 64 days after June 5th, August 10th-ish, it would go in August 10th-ish. Yeah. I've never had to make that adjustment before. But yeah, if that plays out, then we would add a mention of something around August 10th-ish. Let's see here. Getting through the comments. Which is most accurate? Oh, you're asking which model is most accurate. I would say that they both have their ups and downs. But at the end of the day, take it as a broad stroke. Take everything as a broad stroke. That moisture is generally moving our direction, right? That's the takeaway. All right? This is going to be when I'm being in Georgia still. Yeah, we don't need to be evacuating. This is not a major system, okay? It's going to be some rainfall. Maybe the threat of severe weather. All right? I just want to control expectations here because I know a lot of people get very worried. No need to get worried. Okay? Seriously. Run, I don't run except for my problems. That's funny. Joanne says, set my TV for the hurricane show tonight at 7 on WESH. That's right. Today at 7 on WESH 2 is our Surviving the Season Hurricane Special. Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi and the entire First Warning Weather team, we're going to be out tracking the tropics, talking all about what's going on, and of course, getting you ready for hurricane season. I just want to be clear, this is not the big one. This is nothing to be worried about. It's something to track, it's something to know about, but it's not a big scary thing. All right? Will it be super windy or just super rainy wherever it lands? I would say it's going to be super rainy. There's going to be some wind gusts, but the big concern is the rain. This does not look like it's going to be a monster wind producer. Okay? How's the LRC factoring into this storm? It showed up on the LRC. It was such a weak indicator that it wasn't really something that I put in the hurricane forecast overall. But this is it. November 18th, a little piece of moisture over southwest Florida. Wasn't a monster indicator. This is it, January 26th. There was an area of low pressure in southwest Florida, and that, to me, is a pretty decent indicator. January 26th. That was its strong cycle. Its next cycle was weaker, April 3rd. It was a little bit of a trough, and then this will be its stronger cycle. So there it is, southwest Florida on January 26th. It's absolutely kind of playing into that exact pattern. And if you look, the overall forecast from the National Hurricane Center does have it in that exact spot, give or take, right on time. How fast is it moving? Right now, it's not really moving much. It's just kind of bubbling. It will start to move, though. It will start to move. Gary, good morning, buddy. Glad to see you. Also, this is a stronger version recycle of the LRC pattern that you discovered. Yes. So if it were to recycle again in August, it wouldn't be the stronger cycle, but again, it would be August. So, yeah. Sabirs is asking, does this system show up on the BSR? It did, yes. I don't know. Give me 2 seconds and see. I don't know if it's still... The BSR kind of cycles out. Surface analysis. I don't know if it'll still show up or not. I'll try. It's funny, being at Disney right now, and I love Disney, but being at Disney, you see all these people on vacation, and I'm just like, I want to go play. I want to be at the theme parks all day. Yeah, it already cycled out. But yes, it did show up on the BSR. What part of Florida does the BSR show? South Florida. Kind of the area highlighted in red. Remember, broad strokes. You're not zeroing in on much. Yeah. Kimberly says, not worried at all. We watch you for a reason. Even if we don't live in your area, you're always spot on. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you for keeping us updated. Rhonda, thank you. My pleasure. Just a reminder, when storm hits, I get chat silent so people can ask Eric questions. Yeah, you can do that. All right. So that's where we're at. Okay. Showers, thunder showers today, next couple of days. But looking at our forecast this weekend, the first weekend of hurricane season, can't believe it. We are tracking the tropics, my friends. Gross. 90 degrees. 87 on Saturday. It does look like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In that time frame, we're going to have to zero in on it. We'll have to figure out how this all plays out. But for now, we're tracking the tropics. Okay? All right. So, I will be with you talking all about this. I will be posting more than normal. I will be making sure to keep you and your family updated. Okay? When there are updates coming from the National Hurricane Center, such as what you see right there, I will be posting them on my social channels. We do now a 6 a.m., just a real quick tropical update to make sure you know what's going on as you wake up. 8 o'clock coffee talk, 3:30 coffee talk, okay? And then more updates as is needed, okay? Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Do not be scared. Do not be freaking out. We're going to be tracking the tropics. Hurricane hunters scheduled to head in, if needed, to investigate this storm system, okay? 80% likelihood something gets going over the next 5 days' time. 70% likelihood something gets going over the next 2 days' time. See you again for the Coffee Talk afternoon update at 3:30 and as needed. Bye, guys.